When you think of Playa del Carmen, you think of paradise. White sands, turquoise waters, and luxury resorts in the heart of the Mexican Caribbean. It is a place where millions go to escape reality. But in December 2004, just a few miles away from the five-star hotels, reality crashed down in the most horrific way possible. Police received a call about a strange smell and smoke coming from under a bridge in the jungle. They expected a burning trash pile, maybe a homeless encampment fire. What they found instead was a scene straight out of a horror movie. A man sitting calmly by a fire, cooking. And when they asked him what he was doing, he didn't run. He didn't cry. He looked them in the eye and said something that would haunt the officers for the rest of their lives. To understand this crime, we must leave the tourist zone. Far from the glamorous Fifth Avenue, there is a shadow world of extreme poverty. This is where Guillermo de Dios Arias lived. Born in the state of Tabasco, Guillermo was only 26 years old at the time of the incident. But looking at his mugshot, you see a man who had lived 100 years of misery. Guillermo wasn't just homeless, he was a man tormented by his own mind. Reports indicate he had been suffering from untreated schizophrenia and severe paranoia for years. He was known to abuse industrial solvents and cheap drugs, which only fueled the voices in his head. He didn't live in a house. He lived under a high-tension power line tower, in a makeshift shack hidden by the thick vegetation of the Mayan jungle. But Guillermo wasn't alone in his darkness. He lived with a companion, a man known only by his nickname, El Guacho. They were partners in survival, and according to many reports, they were lovers. They shared everything, the poverty, the addiction, and the isolation. Until one fateful night, when the voices in Guillermo's head got hungry. It was the early hours of December. The tropical heat of the day had faded, leaving the jungle humid and dark. According to Guillermo's later confession, a disagreement started. It wasn't about anything profound. It was about money, specifically, a small amount of money meant for drugs that El Guacho supposedly owed him. The argument turned violent. In a fit of rage, or perhaps guided by the delusions that plagued his mind, Guillermo attacked his partner. He beat El Guacho to death. At this point, a normal criminal might have panicked. They might have run or tried to hide the body. Guillermo did the opposite. He decided to prepare a meal. Using rudimentary tools found in the shack, Guillermo began to dismantle the body. This wasn't a frenzied attack anymore. It was a methodical process. He built a fire. He waited for the embers to be just right. And then, he began to cook the remains of the man he had lived with. The smell was the first giveaway. Burning flesh has a distinct, unmistakable odor. Neighbors in the nearby shanties alerted the authorities. When the police arrived, pushing through the thick vegetation, they found Guillermo shirtless, covered in soot and blood. He was eating. The officers were sickened. They found a ribcage roasting over the fire. Other parts of the body were scattered around the camp. When they arrested him, Guillermo was eerily calm. He didn't deny it. In fact, he offered a review of his meal. In his official statement, he famously said, "The meat is sweet. It tastes just like sheep barbacoa." He told investigators he ate El Guacho so that they could be together forever. He also added, with chilling simplicity, that he was just hungry and didn't want the meat to go to waste. The media immediately dubbed him the cannibal of Playa del Carmen. The paradise had its monster. Guillermo de Dios Arias never went to a regular prison. His mental state was so deteriorated that he was declared unfit for trial in a standard court. He was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and confined to a psychiatric ward within the Chetumal Social Rehabilitation Center. He spent the rest of his days in isolation, not as punishment, but because other inmates were terrified of him. They believed he was possessed. Guillermo died in September 2012, 8 years after his crime. He didn't die by execution, but by a terminal illness aggravated by a respiratory infection. He died alone, still lost in the labyrinth of his own mind, taking the true horror of that night to his grave. The case of Guillermo de Dios forces us to look at the uncomfortable line between evil and insanity. Was he a cold-blooded killer, or a victim of a broken mind that received no help until it was too late? And next time you visit a paradise like the Riviera Maya, remember, even in the most beautiful places on Earth, darkness can hide just a few meters into the jungle. What do you think? Was this madness or pure evil? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy true crime investigations, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is Crime Scene. Until next time.